What is up, guys? I would like to welcome each and every one of you back to another One Punch Man, the strongest guide. So, as I promised, I'm going to be doing a part 2 to the Buff Gear series. So, this is it. So, we will be talking mostly about washing and reversing, as well as addressing some frequently asked questions. So, bear with me, this might be a little bit long, I'm not too sure. So, let's just get right into it, yeah? So, the first thing I would like to jump right into, which is something that I should have added into the first video, but can't do much about it now. So, how to farm buff gears efficiently? Well, let's talk about the costs of farming the stages first. So, for the Nightmare CC, it's slightly more expensive than the normal Conquer Challenge cost. So, for team, it actually costs 10 vitality, and for solo it costs 12. So you're gonna be initially you're gonna be using a lot of vitality, especially if you're grinding through the stages, because when you unlock you need to use 12 vitality. So once you've unlocked the level, definitely go for team, look for people either through the Discord or through your friends list, and make sure that you're able to clear. So you're recommended to have one king user as well as 2 zombie men in the team post stage 10. So you have 2 methods to farm efficiently. The first is farm one of them weekly. So that means you do one stage in 1 week, and then for the rest of the days you focus on clearing talents. So what I recommend is you do it on Sunday, because that's when all the stages are open, so you have multiple selection, and you can do talents from Monday to Saturday. And then the second method is to go for weekly intervals. So during the first week you farm talents, and then the second week you farm Hell CC, and then you repeat it as a cycle. So you'll be doing talents and the Hell Conqueror challenge twice in a month, twice per week per month. Yeah, sorry. And then on a side note, free-to-play players are recommended to top up vitality twice a day. So you'll be using the 35 and 65 diamond option. And then small spenders are recommended to do the same, but you can also have the option of doing the 95. And then weekly spirit packs are definitely a good source of vitality, because they have quite good bang for your buck. But I only recommend to you to buy the spirit packs if you have excess diamond. So if you have more than 20 to 25,000 diamonds, then only you go for the weekly spirit pack, because it's actually quite pricey. So I don't recommend for free-to-play players to go for it. But if you're a small spender or you're a whale, definitely. Free-to-play players, maybe you can stock up for maybe one. I don't suggest for you to buy all 3. Now, moving forward, so I've actually come with a color chart for you guys for the buff gear level guide. So as you can see, it's categorized by stage, level unlock, as well as the drops. So you can see the buff cut drop rarity, it's green up until 6, and then blue all the way from stage 2. And starting level 6 you can see purples, and starting level 10 you can see oranges. So it's very clear cut, and I hope that it serves as a better point of view reference for you guys when you're looking as to which levels drop what. I also have a drop for gears, just in case some people want to know what their chances of getting gears in certain levels. So I don't really recommend for you to farm gears, because you still have the potential to get green gears even at stage 15, so it's not really that good. So as a side note, I just want to let you guys know that the buff gear drop rate from floor 10 to 12 currently is the same, so it's standard. So you might as well be farming floor 10, because it's just way easier to clear. And yeah, you don't need to waste the extra 24 vitality reaching stage 12 only for you to get the same level of drops. There will be a patch coming in, if I'm not mistaken, which will buff the gear rates. It's similarly happened in China, so I'm expecting it to happen in C also. unless they're planning to pull an awakening stunt where they reduce the drop by one third of the regular drops. I hope for the best that it doesn't happen to you guys. I will also link this table in the description of the video so you can have a better look at it after the video. Now moving on. So some of you may have heard this term washing. So personally, I dislike the usage of this term because it is a little bit confusing. Some people might have issues with it, like what does washing mean? I don't understand. So I would like to give a better term, but I think that washing is quite widespread enough. For the term that I would use, I'll probably use just adjusting, or you are reverting. I would say reverting, yes, not adjusting, reverting. So you're basically returning all the stats to its original place. So I think reverting is a better term, but washing is more commonly used, so we'll just go with washing. So buff gears have adjustable substats. Some of you might or might not know this. You have your mains. If you look at the picture, you have your main stat on the top, and then you have below that you have substats up to 5. So this buff gear has 5 substats, and you can only have a maximum of 3 of each type. So let's say you have, let's say we're using attack as an example. So you can only have 3 attack stats. So it will either be 3 flat attack, 3 flat percentage, or a mixture of each other. You cannot have more than 3 of each type. So the substats can be washed away and be replaced by new ones. That's why they call it washing. And to prevent washing like good stats, you can actually lock it. So we'll be talking about locking in the next slide. So as I said, your substats can be locked, but you can only lock a maximum of 2. But certain buff gears come with this orange stat if you see on the screen. So this orange stat is actually auto locked, so it will not be removed. So in that picture in the slide, the 1200 attack will not be washed away. So you have an extra 2 slots to work with, so you can lock a total of 3 stats if you get a buff card like that, but they are quite rare lah. So do take note about that. And then also you can have a look at the buffing of the cards here, right below the image. So if you revert your stats, all your watch stats will be reverted and changed to others, while your locked stats will remain there and its progress will remain. So that's a good thing lah. Okay, let's move on to the cost. So for your first wash, you will have 2 different charges. One is a partial return 75% if I'm not mistaken, or 70%, I'm not too sure, but around there. And then a full refund, which is 100%. So in the early stages, you're recommended to go for full refund because the resources are very limited now. Until they release the fake level where you can gain more resources, you will be in a disparity of level up materials. So refund a maximum of twice for free to play, and then use the full refund. After that point, I don't recommend for you to refund anymore, because especially for free to play, the diamond cost is just too much. Yeah. For small spenders, you can maybe reverse a card 3 times, wash a card 3 times. And then for wheels, you can go as how many times as you want because you're spending in the game. But I don't recommend past the 4th time. So what does this mean after you reach your main point? You can choose to, I'm not going to stop you from washing again, but the value is not worth it. So I suggest against it, but you can just ignore my suggestion and go ahead and you reap what you sow. So if you don't have enough diamonds to buy your black tickets or your shuriken tickets, then I'm very sorry, but it's on your own mistake. So please be careful, be cautious, make sure you save enough for your 72 BT a month, which is 36 for the normal and return banner, so 72 together, and your 1888 diamond cost shuriken packs for the limited SSR keepsakes. So buy those two, then only you use your remainder for washing. That's what I recommend. And then also every now and then you will have keepsake events. So yeah, do make sure you have excess diamonds. And then just as a disclaimer, the cost above is based on diamonds. And also, like, let's say you have attack, you have crit, you have HP, and then you got reduced defense or defense. Should I wash for that one set? No, you shouldn't, because you can only lock a maximum of 2 substats. And then let's say you're lucky enough that your main attack stat is locked already, and then you have 2 more. So you're risking giving away the HP and defense for defense and defense. So that's a horrible deal if you ask me. The chances of you getting HP and HP percent is there, but I don't think that it's worth the risk. The buff gear is good enough already. So unless you have more than 2 or more than 2 bad substats, I don't recommend for you to continue washing. Yeah. And then buff locking. So now we're going to talk about locking your stats. So I split it up into costs. So you have diamonds and funds. So diamonds, you are limited to 5 locks per week, and it reset on Monday, 5 o'clock in the morning for Singapore time. That's where I am now. And then funds, you can buy an extra 15. So technically whales have access to 20 locks, small spenders included, and then free to play are limited to 5 only. So each lock costs 200 gems and 20 funds respectively. Now do take note that the cost of locking is a bit expensive. For your first lock, for your first substat you need 2. For your second substat you need 6. I'm sorry I didn't include information here, I actually forgot. But 2 and 6, remember. So for your first substat 2, for your second substat 6. So you need a total of 8. So it's a lot. So try to buy the locks. If you have access every week, it's about 1k, so I don't think it's too bad, because you immediately get the resource and then you can lock anytime, rather than washing where you playing is technically a gacha within a gacha. So you need to spend your diamonds wisely on things that are concrete, like the locks. So just as an additional info, you can only lock max of 2 stats. As I said before, permanent stats, the orange highlighted one doesn't count, and only lock useful stats for you. It's very important. Please prioritize attack. If you're playing Amai, you can lock attack, you can lock crit, you can lock HP if you want to. Try to avoid locking reduced defense and defense. It's not bad. Defense is bad, but reduced defense is okay. But there are better stats out there. Then if you're lucky enough to get crit, keep crit, because crit is very, very good and very, very rare. So you put that on an RMG, oh, that's going to be sick. So do take note. Also, make sure before you wash, you actually lock your stats that you want. I've heard horror stories of people washing away attack and attack percentage stats. So do ensure that you have locked your stats that you desire, because you will never be able to get it back unless you want to wash and wash and wash and wash and wash again. So yeah, just err on the side of caution, double triple check before you wash. And then you should only begin to lock your substats when you're using orange gear actually. But if you're unlucky with the gear drops, then you can go for purple. Just make sure you're using that for the long term. Yeah. So that's it from me. I actually intended for this to go for 20 to 30 minutes, but I'm glad that I managed to shorten it quite a bit. Do thank you so much for tuning in. I tried to simplify this as best as I could. Make sure you wash away those defense and reduce defense. Yeah, I just put a meme there for you guys, just to end on a lighter note. Also, I would like more two-way communication between me and my viewers, so please say some stuff down in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the video. Do you want it to be more entertaining? Do you like this formal presentation style where I give you the information short and sweet and direct? Or do you want like more memes inside like the previous video which I put? But I'll edge out the memes a bit lah. I won't put it all in the beginning only. So do let me know what you guys think. I really appreciate you guys for supporting me. 100 subs, very very proud. And also do let me know if you guys have any topics you want me to cover. Buff Gears was very interesting because I actually get to get a perspective from China, and yeah, it was really fun to cover. I hope this guide helps you, and I hope that the assets I made, like the tables and all that, actually benefit you in some way. I actually spent quite a bit of time doing it. Till the next time we meet, peace!